Imagine going from this to this in just 1 year. No one could have expected the defending world champion and the best top laner in the world to struggle this much. But for Nuguri, things had gotten bad. He went from being the LCK Finals MVP and the reigning world champion to slumping in China's LPL and crashing out of Worlds in a tragic fashion. But what exactly happened? How did Nuguri go from high expectations in 2020 to a disappointment in 2021? After dominating the 2020 World Championship, Nuguri not only cemented himself as a world champion, but as one of the best top laners to ever play the game. Going into the 2021 season, high expectations of Nuguri would lead him to becoming a very desirable player. And wanting to see how the market valued him, he left his longtime team, Damwon Gaming. At the time, there was a rumoured bidding war between the Korean titan T1 and the 2019 Chinese world champions FunPlus Phoenix. And on December 17th, 2020, Nuguri signed with FPX on a speculated $3 million contract, and this is where things started to go south. And if you don't want this channel to go south, please consider subscribing and interacting with this video. We smashed the 1000 sub goal last year, and I'm really looking forward to see how my community develops in 2026. Thank you for your support, and back to the video. Although he was looking forward to playing in the LPL, where there were many high-level top laners, Nuguri was also very apprehensive. After all, moving to a foreign country to work in a new and unknown environment, with complete strangers, would be scary for just about anyone. But for Nuguri, this change would come with even more challenges. Nuguri was a self-described super introvert. The very thought of having to blend into a new team environment and bond with strangers was daunting and caused him great stress and anxiety. Even more so considering FPX had been starting the same 4 players for 3 years at this point. And from my own experience as an introvert, entering an unknown environment as the new kid feels impossible. And what made it even harder is that Nuguri would be doing it all with a language barrier. In truth, his move to China was going to be hard, and expectations were very high. If Nuguri underperformed, he was primed to spiral into isolation and depressive thoughts. The key then was to put on a good performance. And for the first half of the year, Nuguri played pretty damn well.
Current world champion top laner is Nuguri. No flash on him this time round, and he will get knocked back to the sky. Oh, Nuguri! 2v1, he comes out as he tries to continue on the fight. Almost comes out with a double.
Wherever he goes, Crisp and Bejuan match him with a random laner as well. Wei now could be in a 1v1 with Nuguri. Does have a Kai'Sa nearby, knocked back. And in comes Gala, but the flash over the wall from Nuguri! And he gets the solo kill.
J-Way certainly the newest guy. You're in so much trouble, mate. Nuguri is just bullying now on the top side. That Dark Harvest will not save you. The Shock Blast dodged away from one, but also View smags, but Nuguri flashes to finish the kill.
Have the flawless duet to land onto 2. Nuguri, how are you going to get yourself out of this one? He's Houdini, as he does end up going back in. He's trying to make it work.
No!
Another hole! And still goes down! 4v1! Nuguri comes out with a counter kill!
He is inhuman! He is a monster! This guy is a beast!
Despite the spring split being plagued by all sorts of internal issues, ranging from his jungler Tian needing a break just 3 games into the season, to the hyped up substitute jungler Bo receiving a ban due to match fixing allegations, Nuguri was able to continue his strong individual performance from the previous year. So much so that FPX propelled themselves all the way to the LPL Spring Grand Finals through a very impressive miracle run, winning 4 best-of-5s in a row. And although they did lose in the finals, Nuguri was by far the most impressive top laner in the playoffs, consistently appearing top 3 in all stats over 20 games. He also led the entire league in the most champions played, with insane carry performances on Irelia, Akali and Gangplank, as well as being a rock-solid frontline on Malphite. Although he was having high-impact games, Nuguri had one major flaw. He struggled to communicate with his team. FPX was heavily reliant on their mid laner, Doonby, to translate between Nuguri and everyone else. But given time, these communication issues would sort themselves out once Nuguri improved his basic Mandarin and in-game calls. Unfortunately, this optimistic feeling didn't last very long. Going into the summer split, Nuguri hit a major wall. All of the fears he had before he left for China started to escalate. Although communication was a weak point in spring, it became a whole other level of problematic in the summer split. Nuguri's failure to improve his Chinese left FPX with huge communication issues, both in-game and in real life. He isolated himself from the team, playing solo queue and other games until the early hours of the morning, often until 6 AM. And whilst his teammates went for meals or played games on stream together, Nuguri kept to himself. And despite multiple FPX players trying their hardest to assimilate Nuguri into the team, he just never felt comfortable. He was missing home and his enjoyment for pro play was rapidly decreasing. All things pointed to Nuguri falling into depression. He was completely mental boomed, and this greatly affected his gameplay. His self-esteem was at an all-time low, and he lost motivation to practice, often playing solo queue and rewatching his own VODs over scrims. And in pro matches, more times than not, he was on a completely different page to his teammates, going for uncoordinated engages, getting caught overextending a lane, and teleporting late to teamfights. Due to his poor performance and lack of team cohesion, FPX benched Nuguri halfway through the split. The aim was to allow Nuguri to reset his mental and to re-evaluate his place in the team. And honestly, it kinda worked. FPX didn't lose a single game after Nuguri returned to the team. They went on an 8-game win streak and ended the season in first place. Now, I'm not saying Nuguri was responsible for this, far from it. In reality, FPX's super carry Doonby was having the tournament of his career, basically solo carrying FPX in so many of their games, but that could be its own video. Nuguri, however, was a bit like a roller coaster. He had some good games, some bad games, and some outright awful games. But when he was playing well, FPX looked like the best team in China, perhaps even the world. And just like in spring, FPX upped their game in the playoffs and qualified for the LPL Summer Grand Finals, where they once again lost. 2 splits plagued by internal issues, 2 major losses. This was a tough year for FPX, and especially for Nuguri. And the 2021 World Championship was no different. Despite being hyped as a favourite, FPX had a complete mental collapse. And as a result, they torpedoed out of the group stage, even losing to both NA and EU multiple times. With their year ending in a failure, fans looked for a scapegoat. Nuguri took a hefty sum of the blame. But I really do think it's an oversimplification to say that FPX's collapse was all on Nuguri. Yes, he could have tried harder to assimilate to the team, but I think the core issue here is that the expectations around this team never quite matched reality. They were close to winning 2 LPL titles, but failed both times. They were a favourite to win Worlds, but dropped out of the group stage. And both Nuguri and Doonby were at one point in discussion to be the best player in the world. Anything short of success was going to be a disappointment. So after only a year playing in China, with nothing to show for it, Nuguri felt like a complete failure. He considered retirement. At the age of just 22, Nuguri believed he was done with League of Legends. His self-esteem, motivation, and level of play had hit rock bottom. He was completely overwhelmed by the sheer disappointment of failing to meet his own high expectations. He was so critical and regretful of his time on FPX that he was considering leaving the esport entirely, but he didn't. Nuguri took a short break at the beginning of 2022, enough time to rest and to re-evaluate what he really wanted: family. For the 2022 LCK Summer Split, Nuguri joined his former team, Damwon Kia. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you how Nuguri rejoining his old team was some sort of revelation that reignited his career, because it wasn't. In his final 6 months as a pro, Nuguri was a shadow of himself, resulting in the decision to permanently retire at the end of the season. And for nearly 2 years, we didn't really hear from him. But in 2024, thanks to Ashley Kang and KORIZON Esports, Nuguri spoke on his retirement for the first time. He stated the reason he retired was because he was greatly disappointed in himself, and ideally he wanted to be forgotten. But I don't think he ever will. Fans still hold on to that 2020 season where he played some of the best League of Legends we've ever seen, and even during his off year he still made 2 LPL Grand Finals. Nuguri suffered from having extremely high expectations of himself. Anything except perfection was bound to be a disappointment, but I guess that's why he became a world champion. Nuguri's peak is genuinely special, and I really hope he one day sees his career as more than just a disappointment.